Economic planning is a plan of action for the future that can lead an economy on a higher trajectory of economic growth and development to benefit its population. H.D. Dickinson talks about economic planning as a system of taking major economic decisions like what to produce, how to distribute them among the beneficiaries by competent planning authority on the basis of comprehensive analysis and survey of the whole economy. The 1948 industrial policy told the country about the impending economic planning as the country decided to have a mixed economic model. And in a mixed economic model, economic planning was required for the public sector activities. The Planning Commission was set up on 15 March 1950 with Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru as the first chairman and Gulzarilal Nanda as the first deputy chairman. The National Development Council was formed on 6 August 1952 to bring all the chief ministers and lieutenant governors of union territories together to approve the 5-year plans prepared by the Planning Commission. First 5-year plan commenced on 1st April 1951. The last plan, that is 12th plan, ended on 31st March 2017. On 1st January 2015, the Niti Aayog replaced the Planning Commission to develop a new mechanism, a new system of economic planning with long-term vision plan, medium-term mission plan, and short-term action plan. Long-term vision plan for 15 years, medium-term mission plan of 7 years, and short-term action plan of 3 years. And the rationale of having economic planning in 1951, the first justification is that planning helps to overcome the limitations of market mechanism. A market economy is driven by the profit motive, operated through the forces of demand and supply. Profit motive can force the market to ignore certain areas of the economy, certain pockets of the economy, and the needs of certain segments of the population. Planning can help the government to identify those gray areas, the areas where government interventions are needed, and accordingly government can take positive affirmative actions to address the needs of those specific areas. Planning also promotes social justice, be it wiping out gender inequality, caste discrimination, racial discrimination, economic inequality. Planning can help the economy to address these issues and thereby promote social justice. Like an individual, a country also faces the problem of limited financial resources in comparison to the unlimited needs of the economy. For the country to mobilize maximum of financial resources without causing any ill effects, adverse effects on the economy, and utilize them for the maximum benefit of the economy. Planning helps to ensure that. Planning also ensures target-based and time-bound outcomes. Under 5-year planning, targets were set for 5 years and plans and programs were implemented annually through the budgets to achieve the targets. The same process continues under present system of Niti Aayog. Targets are set and plans and programs are carried out to achieve the targets. Planning also ensures better management of economic instability. The economic instabilities like inflation and deflation that quite frequently affect the developed countries, and problem of inflation that continues to affect the developing countries. If government's role exists in the economy, government can quickly intervene whenever problem like recession or inflation or stagflation, where we have inflation with the stagnation of the economy, which quite often happens in many developing countries. The government can step in to address the problems. So planning always helps the country to manage economic crisis in far more better way, because market mechanism doesn't have inbuilt system to correct problems in the economy. Poverty reduction is another noble objective of India's economic planning, particularly after the fifth five-year plan, when the planners realized the limitation of the trickle-down theory. The theory which says that growth and national income and benefits will trickle down to each and every sections of the society. So as planners, you need not worry, just focus on growth of income. But by fifth plan, planners realized that trickle-down theory is not going to work, and hence decided to have a frontal attack on the problem of poverty. Poverty reduction schemes and measures have become part and parcel of India's economic planning. Though the percentage of people living below the poverty line has come down over the years, but still we know that large percentage of our people live below the poverty line. The official committee that was constituted in 2011-12 under C. Rangarajan calculated that around 29.5% of the people live below the poverty line. 30% of 130 plus crore people is a big number. And that's why Indian planning continues to give to poverty reduction measures. India has another problem of regional inequalities. The western states, the southern states are ahead of the central, northern, and eastern and northeastern states. Indian planning since the beginning has been trying to address this issue of reducing the gap between the developed states and underdeveloped states. Indian economic planning also tries to make the country self-reliant, a situation where the country can manage all its needs with the help of internal financial resources. No need for donation, aid, or loans to meet the needs. It's difficult to achieve complete self-reliance, but greater the self-reliance, better it is for the country, and planning has endeavored to do so over the years. Of late, United Nations agencies like UNDP, UNICEF, etc. raised the concern of seeing people left out of the development journey. Many people, many segments of the people remaining outside the benefit network. And hence they said the growth journey in the developing countries is not inclusive. Therefore, UN suggested its member nations to look into this issue. Like other member nations, India also tried to bring inclusiveness in the development process. The 11th five-year plan, the 12th five-year plan, and after that, we have seen government talking about inclusive growth in the country so as to include each and every segment of the population, each and every region of the country in the benefit network. Is Indian economic planning system foolproof, devoid of limitations or shortcomings? Answer is no. There are certain issues that plague Indian economic planning or that affected the outcomes of economic planning. First such issue is the implementation issues. We see delays in decision making, delays in obtaining clearances, delays in release of funds affect the projects. Many projects, they cross the time budget, and once they cross the time framework, the cost of the project goes up. From one angle, this is wastage of money because If projects get completed within the time framework, there is no need to sanction additional funds to complete the projects. And those funds can be utilized for some other health needs of the economy. Likewise, at times we see conflicts with regard to the division of responsibilities among the departments and between the center and the states. And also, if a project covers more than one states, then division of responsibilities among the states. These are some pertinent issues that affect the implementation of various plans and programs and their outcomes. Economists also talk about frequent change in the priorities set for the planning. These changes in the priorities affect the momentum of the economic growth in the country. Over-ambitious targets are used as another example of limitation of Indian economic planning. On many occasions, under political compulsions, we see targets being set which are simply unattainable. Data decide the efficacy, effectiveness, efficiency of economic policies. Adequate quality data, adequate reliable data are prerequisite for good economic policies. Being a developing country, people don't have the habit of keeping accounts. And thereby, the data that emanate from the society, from the economy, are not reliable. Data are also not reliable because the way data are collected is also questionable on many occasions. So once the data don't pass the reliability test, the policies which are based on those data are not likely to give the guarantee of succeeding in their end objectives. These are some limitations, shortcomings that affect the outcomes of Indian economic planning. And I sincerely thank you for watching the video. Thank you once more.